Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, delivering bad news to leftists every day since 2019. Well, leftoids, I have some bad news for you today. It seems as though your cultural Marxist revolution, at least one element of it, has failed, backfired, and plunged into complete chaos. Can't say we didn't warn you though. When leftoids were theorizing their new take on gender, the modern progressive thought or view of gender as being fluid, we tried to warn them, probably not a great idea, most likely gonna backfire. You can't just let people pick and choose, morph to whatever the feeling of the day is just to feel all special, because eventually people will start taking advantage of this whole gender being on a spectrum thing, and that's exactly what's happening, as a woman's competition was just completely inundated, flooded with male competitors identifying as non-binary. Surprise to absolutely no one, and of course, what do you think happened? Let me show you guys exactly what's going on in leftist clown world today. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look here at this little Fox News segment. Women's tech event overrun by males claiming to be non-binary.
Now to Orlando, where a conference for women and non-binary people in computing, in technology. Basically, this is meant to be women's only event. Well, take a look at the footage that some of the attendees posted on social media complaining. I mean, they'd forked out $1,300 to be there. What I'm looking at seems like a lot of guys to me. I don't know about you, but there seems to be a lot of men there indeed. So these women complained, saying they were being shoved out of the way by men. It was attended by all these prospective employers so that these women could do a meet and greet and get a foot in the door, etc. and so on. Instead, because it wasn't just women's but women and non-binary people, a whole heap of blokes just went, well, I want in.
This is supposed to be a joyous event that centers around you. Yesterday it became clear that there are a far greater number of cisgender men attending than we had anticipated. Simply put, some of you lied about your gender identity when you registered. And as evidenced by the stacks and stacks of resumes you were passing out, you did so because you thought that you could come here and take space to try to get a job. We need male allies. We need men who want to celebrate women, who want to work with and for women.
And now after watching the report and reading a couple articles, it becomes very clear why this happened. It wasn't just a women's tech event, it was a women's tech job fair, a job event, a hiring event, with even some competitive showcase events meant for women to show off their skills to potential recruiters. And what do you think happened? The entire event was overrun by males, running after recruiters trying to hand them their resume. We're talking about a competitive work environment. Obviously, if you create a loophole, such as flexing your gender, for a competitive edge, people are going to take it. Not only were men there handing out their resumes, but men were also there dominating the coding competitions. Look, in some environments, in some fields, it makes sense to split up the genders. The world of coding and computing, that's a male-dominated field. And so women specifically create these events for other women to be able to showcase their skills, maybe get their foot in the door, and once again, wokeness has come in and ruined the day. And now a lot of people are saying, well, no, of course not. Wokeness didn't ruin anything. What's happening here is a clear abuse. People are abusing the system. No, actually, people aren't, because this is the exact system that woke people are telling us that we should implement. That you can't ever question anybody's identity. Nothing can be questioned. Somebody says something and that's what it is. They're a Tonka truck. If they identify as such, question it and you're a bigot. Then of course the leftist response is always, well, you can tell when people are making a mockery and when people are being serious about it. Can you really though? Sometimes the person's feeling is real. I guess you could say it's an authentic psychological phenomenon, but it borders on the unbelievable. Are we to now start casting doubt on people who are experiencing actual mental discomfort and dysphoria? I mean, the leftist standard is you can't possibly question everybody accurately. So the standard, according to the woke lefties, is that identity is a personal thing. People choose how they identify, you fill up the survey, you identify as whatever you want, whether it be male, female, non-binary, or other, right, whatever kin you feel like. And that simply can't be questioned, so now all women's spaces have essentially been commandeered. Actually what comes to mind here is, let's just use their argument, pertaining to female sports for instance. The argument tends to be something along the lines of, trans people deserve the right to compete in sports, because it's beneficial to their mental well-being and even their health.
This issue, people like to say that it's a complicated issue, and I don't actually think it is. I think it's very simple. It all boils down to, do you actually think that trans women and intersex women are real women and are really female or not? And if you do, it's very simple. Just stop policing who counts as a real woman. So it's a fear of protecting the fragile, weak, cis white woman from the rest of us.
You're going to have a tremendous platform, but where is that going to be on your radar in terms of advocating for, athletes, all athletes, transgender athletes, to be able to play?
Oh, I mean, that ranks high on the list of things that I'll be fighting for and speaking up against. Everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe and not feel like there's a threat or they can't be who they are or...
Well, I guess that now applies in the workspace now, doesn't it? At female recruiting events and female competitions, nobody identifying as non-binary or trans can ever be questioned from signing up and participating in these events. They deserve the right and the dignity to participate in these competitions and to have every opportunity to seek gainful employment, as any biological woman would in these spaces. And I guess it works vice versa, but the only question is, what group is going to benefit and which group is going to get the short end of the stick? Well, obviously males are going to benefit in this ridiculous system, as we're already seeing in the world of sports. Female records used to be these long-standing things that amazing, trailblazing, incredible women would achieve, and it would set such a high bar that it would take years, sometimes decades, for another woman to be able to achieve that level or break that record. Well, nowadays, female world records are getting shattered like once a week. Powerlifting records, swimming speed records, running, track and field sprinting records. It's become such a dynamic, quickly changing environment. I wonder why. The question is, at the cost of who and at the cost of what? And of course, the stories keep mounting. It's not just in the world of competitive athletics, it's not just physical sports, but games like chess as well. Man cross-dresses to compete in women's chess tournament, beats former national champ. This happened in Nairobi, Kenya, where eventually the man was expelled for his farce, but the damage had already been done. A mysterious male competitor walked in and just beat the former highly ranked national champion. Even if they expelled him from the tournament and whatever happened afterwards, because it's Kenya, it's yet again another example of what everybody knows to be true and obvious. And another thing that we probably know is that because this tournament was held in Kenya, the male competitor was rejected and expelled, but if that happened in California, we'd have a new female national champion. Let's be real. It's clown world stuff, folks. The cultural Marxist woke revolution is an absolute disaster, and it proves that pretty much itself each and every time. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.